It is always fun to play games with friends, but sometimes it's hard to grasp the rules, so I will be demonstrating and explaining the rules of the card game Trash. All you need is a deck of normal cards, a clear surface, and people to play with. How you play is you first need to shuffle the deck and pass out 10 cards to each person playing. You could also pass out fewer cards if you want the game to be shorter. It's up to you. After the cards have been passed out without looking at the cards, you place them face down in whatever way is easiest for you. When I play, I usually place them in 2 rows of 5. The first person to start grabs one card from the leftover shuffled deck that is placed in the middle of all the players and looks at the card. The cards are ordered 1 through 10 depending on how you place the cards. So let's say that the card you pulled from the deck was an ace. You would then place that card in the first spot. For me in the video, the first spot would be the upper left corner of the first row. After placing the ace down in that spot, you pick up the card that was originally in that spot and see if it is a card that you need. If it is a card that you need, then you just repeat the process of replacing the cards like I mentioned before. But if it isn't a card you need, then you just place it in the discard pile and it is then the next person's turn. If you put a card into the discard pile that the other person you're playing with needs, instead of drawing from the deck, they are allowed to grab it from the discard pile and use it. You would also be able to do the same thing regarding if they discard a card, but it has to be your turn to do so. Another thing that is important to know is that if you draw a king card or flip it over after placing a card, you can place that card anywhere you want to. The goal of the game is to flip over all of your cards before the other people you are playing with can. If you manage to flip all your cards over before the other people, you won that round and will go down one card the next round, but the other person can draw one more card to see if they can also flip all of their cards. If the card they draw is the one they need, they can place it, and if they manage to flip all of their cards, they also go down one card the next round. If the card isn't one they needed, they place it in the discard pile and flip the remaining cards that haven't been shown yet. If they have the cards they need after doing that, they may rearrange them to where they need to be and they will go down a card the next round. But if it isn't, they will stay at the same number of cards they were originally at the next round. You keep repeating those steps until you get down to one card. Once you get down to the last card, you are no longer allowed to use the king card as a replacement. You have to place down an ace to win. Whoever does that first is the winner of the entire game. Those are the rules of how to play Trash. It can be a long game, but it's a lot of fun. You never know who will win in the end, so if you're bored and don't know what to do, all you need to do to have fun is find some friends or family, a deck of cards, and start playing.